All right, guys, welcome into ESPN's MMA YouTube channel. I am Brett Okamoto, and I'm joined today by Dominance MMA manager Ali Abdelaziz. And Ali, we had scheduled this interview over the weekend, and I was going to be asking you what was going on with Kamaru Usman. At that time, you guys hadn't had a deal done. By now, we know Dana White going on First Take this morning and saying that Usman is fighting Gilbert Burns, who is actually another client of yours, on Fight Island pay-per-view July 11th. So I want to get into that situation. But before we do, I did just want to go through a couple different things involving some of the different guys on your roster. And I wanted to start with Khabib Nurmagomedov. I mean, a lot of people obviously aware that his father had fallen ill in Moscow, and wanted to get an update, if you have one, on what the situation is, his health status of Khabib's father.
Yeah, like Khabib's father in Moscow, and like everybody know, and it's unfortunate, but Khabib is very strong, and his family is very strong, and his father was very strong, and he's in Moscow. We see him every day at the hospital, and he's improving. He's opened his eyes. He's responding a little bit. It's a good sign. Allah is in control. And God is in control right now, and we have faith. We have faith. He will be better. But at the end of the day, it's just really completely to just his health, how it's going to progress or not. But he's progressing, and we are very happy about this.
Yeah, well, that's great. Has Khabib been able to have a conversation with him, or has it just been his eyes have opened?
No, he just, I think he talked to him, and he gave him eye gestures, smile. It's a great moment when I talk with Khabib, and he's been well taken care of by President Putin. Put a lot of great people, to make sure he's okay. And I think just being Khabib's father and Khabib's son gets a little bit farther sometime, and we're grateful for all the help we got from President Putin and the hospital people, the military hospital. They have been very awesome to Khabib and his father.
And of course, that situation takes precedence. That's what's most important. But a lot of people, of course, are interested in how that's going to impact Khabib's next fight. And the UFC has said that they want to make that fight with Justin Gaethje, another one of your clients, in September. How is Khabib kind of approaching the decision of when to accept a fight, while this is going on in his personal life?
I think Khabib's father being not feeling sick, I think is motivated him more. He's training every day, 2 times a day. He's in camp already, and I think when me and him talked, and I said, "Hey, just get your mind off. Do what you need to do." And he's training, but the kid always training, man. He's a true mixed martial artist. Same for Gaethje. They both great guys. They're gonna fight. It's a dream fight. It's a real king versus king fight. You understand? This is not number 1 contender match, or this is 2 kings, like prime of their career. They're gonna fight each other's, and everybody else is just gonna sit down and eat popcorn and buy the pay-per-views. And I see a lot of people complaining and see this. Just these 2 guys make the games on their knees. They make everyone humble, and I think the only way in this game to make everyone humble, to just step up. When the opportunity represents itself, step up. Take chances. Let's be real. Conor McGregor, he never take a chance. He only take chances when his title fights, right? In his title fight. But our title fight, he fight people in bars. He's undefeated in the street fights. No, he's not. Got beat up UFC 229. Just to remind everybody. But he fought Cowboy. Now, Justin, he could have fought Justin. Dana White know that. He know that. His whole team know that. They said, no, we will fight Cowboy, because they thought Cowboy, beating the chance is better, because he understand, we know he's a great fighter, but he can't get to deep water. Nate Diaz take him to deep water. Nate Diaz have a double-digit loss. He take him to deep water and beat him, and we know what Justin Gaethje do to people. And he choose not to fight Justin Gaethje, right? Mm-hmm. When Justin Gaethje got an offer to fight, it was my idea, actually. I told Dana White, listen, Khabib is out. What about Gaethje? I said, I thought Gaethje doesn't take fight on short notices. But they already asked Conor, but Conor said no, he didn't want to fight Tony. And this is the truth nobody knows. Conor never wanted to fight Tony from beginning, from years ago, because he understands Tony. He have nothing to gain and beating him, and he's probably going to beat him, maybe. You know, Gaethje take the chance, went in there, put on a master performance, and now you say, Gaethje fight me, right? And I have to do right by Gaethje. After this fight, I told Gaethje, I'm being real with you. If you find this comeback, you're probably going to make a lot of money, a lot more money than you make. And he said, you know, my parents, my mother and my father raised me better. My integrity to myself, to my family, to the sport, it worth a lot more money than what Conor McGregor had, right? Conor McGregor now, he needs to sit down. And, you know, the poor girl, Amanda Nunes have such an amazing performance, dominant performance. And he chose a time to steal her moment. You know, this just show what kind of person he is. Just wait till Monday. But he know he don't want to see, he's jealous. He want people to talk about him. But these two guys, these two kings will fight. If Justin win, you know, Justin might fight him. Khabib win, he better go down to 145 because his ass is not getting a title at 170 or 155. Listen, right now we control the marquee division. We control the 170 division and 155 division. Sometimes we on top, sometimes on bottom. But long as I'm around, if up to me, Conor McGregor is not even going to touch title. I don't care what everybody say. Or maybe he's going to give up half of his. So he have to do something or dance for us or something. But realistically, nobody care about him. Hey, I offer my title fight to fight Kamaru Usman, right? All the tough guys right now talking tough on the internet, you know, Nate Diaz, everybody, him. But what happened when a Nigerian Nightmare did an interview without his shirt, and I told him, hey, stop taking his shirt off. Because when these crony, skinny guys watch you, they said, wow, how my body now look like this. Why? Normally, a guy built like him, they get tired. You understand? Listen, this guy, he grew up in the jungle in Nigeria. You understand? He didn't really eat baby food. He ate differently. He ate dinosaur food. And just, you know, it's at the end of the day, like, they all can bark, they all can scream, but we control the kingdom right now. For right now, next month, maybe we'll lose, but we're going to stay humble. But right now, I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of being humble. Guess what? All these guys.
Okay. All
That's
right.
how I feel about it.
That Khabib versus Justin Gaethje fight, that's happening in September. Is that 100%?
Yeah, listen, it's negotiate. We negotiate. Like, listen, Khabib have a deal. You know, he make very good money. In very, very high seven figures. We got no problem, you know. But also, the way Khabib got to this deal, because we all talk about money now, right? That's the sport is around who's making what. I had a choice to get a little bit of money and sign 8-5 deals, and, you know. But I met with, I think it was Dana, Hunter, and Sean. And I was in the office, and they gang up on me. And I very much, I asked for the same amount. Listen, when you fight Conor, regardless, you're going to make $10 million. Like, even if you don't have a good deal, right? If you have a mediocre manager, you know, you fight this guy, like, I can say whatever I want about him. Everybody fight with him, make $10 million, right? And I very much, I wanted a lot of money, because I think fighters deserve a lot of money, right? And very much said, listen, we're not going to give you this deal. Still going to give you a seven-figure plus pay-per-view. And I said, I'm not, and he has 2 fights left. And I said, you know what? You too. I'm not doing
You're talking about Khabib when he fought.
Talk about Khabib. I'm talking about how this thing went through, right? And very much Khabib, I said, hey, we're not doing a no deal. And I said, let's hope Conor not win. Because if Conor win, if Khabib win, I'm going to wear a mask and I'm going to try to rob him for everything they have. This is my mentality. Khabib won, and guess what? We got taken care of what we wanted. Very simple. Right now, Justin might fight. He have 2 fights left on his deal too. Justin might take the approach Khabib did, right? Not to get in a long-term deal. If he beat Khabib, who's gonna come begging? The little Irish guy, right? And now you can capitalize. But at the end of the day, you have to take risks. You have to take the risks. No hush money, not at this. You take risk. You say, hey, I'm not doing this deal. I'm gonna take risk, right? And that's it, man. Just Kamaru fighting Gilbert, and this is what I'm excited about, to be honest with you. And that's it.
It sounds like the strategy that you just described is, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I'm asking you.
Go ahead.
Is that occasionally you take an opportunity and you potentially are underpaid in the hope that if you win, then that opens up a completely new set of options, and then that's so almost like that saying of don't step over pennies, to pick up, or don't step over dollars to pick up pennies. Is that kind of what you're describing?
Let me tell you my strategies. Every time I negotiate, certain guys I have to go to the office, and certain guys I can just do it on the phone. Certain kind of deals I have to meet face to face with people. My mentality is very simple. I think they are the biggest gangster in the world. They want to rob me for everything I have, right? They think that. But when I'm going there, I'm thinking this. I want to take Dana White, his clothes. I want to take his nice Ferrari. I want to take Hunter's Ferrari. I want to take all their wallets and their shoes, and I'm leaving. My mentality is I want to rob them. I want to make sure Dana White in Las Vegas heat, when you go outside, he get a burn. From the suntan. He get a suntan. But he's too white. He gonna get burned probably, right? This is my mentality. But I don't take it personal. And hey, when I leave, I want him to call the cops. And I want to hear the police scanner said 211, a robbery, right? And guess what? This is part of the business. I wanted to negotiate as much money of my guys. I didn't go negotiate for Khabib, and I said, okay, give me a little bit less, give me an 8-5 deal. And after that, I realized, why did I take this deal, right? And everybody's different. I think fighters deserve money, a lot more money than they're making, 100%, because what they go through, And I know a lot of people. Does John deserve more money? Yes. Did Masvidal is one of the biggest names in the sport? Yes, he deserves more money.
How much more? How much underpaid are the athletes?
It's up to us. It's up to us. Like, we are so divided. As fighter, as manager, we are divided. We hate each other. Some of them try to steal each other's fighters. Some of them, fight other manager and outside. Like, I'm part of that. I'm part of the problem.
Like yourself, yeah. You have gotten in a physical altercation with other managers.
Whatever. It's not about, forget about that. Like brothers fights, people fight. Like, I'm talking about, I think the problem is within us. You understand? The UFC, the fight business, since day one, people want to get you for the less money you can. The UFC didn't come a multi-billion-dollar company from being nice guys. This is not the nice guys business. That's the fight business, right? Mm. But, I'm not going to allow you to sign a long-ass deal. You have to honor certain things in business. For business to go good, because at the end of the day, when I leave I never did a deal. I did one deal long time ago, and it was a bad deal. And it ruined my relationship with everybody, right? But I learned from it. Why I got to give you 3 years of my life or 4 years of my life on a contract, right? Why I got to do this? I'm telling you, all young fighters right now, don't sign 8-5 deals. You have no leverage. Probably, maybe the UFC gonna like it. Maybe they're gonna like what I said, and I don't care what they like, what they don't like. But I know this: when I sign a deal, and say example, a 6-5 deal, I'm gonna at least honor 3 fights on this deal, and I'm gonna come or 4 fights. It depends. Did I have a moment? Did I have a Masvidal moment? Right? You know, do I have Khabib moment? Do I have certain kind of moment? Right? And I'm gonna come back and I say, hey, I'm gonna come with my mask again. I'm gonna come with my mask, and I'm gonna ready to rob you again. And you also want to rob me, right? But if I'm coming and I have 3 years left of my contract, they're gonna kick me in my mouth out the door because I have no leverage.
Right.
And listen, it's a lot of great managers out there and a lot of bad managers out there. You understand? But I'm just saying to young fighters, don't, if you're not gonna at least, because a lot of guys, like older guys, right? He might want to do an 8-5 deal because you know what? I want to finish my career in the UFC. I can't fight for a title anymore. Maybe, right? But I just don't recommend a champion or somebody like Conor McGregor, right? He have enough star power to negotiate every fight, right? Because the guy bring the company a crazy amount of money. But what I don't like, and everybody knows, I like Dana White. On a personal level, I like Dana White a lot. He never lied to me. He never say anything bad. Or even if we did, it's gonna stay behind closed door. But he's the last guy I want to do business with because he have, I think he's past that. He's now just gonna promote because he come from a street. He's a street guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a street guy. You understand? And when you talk with him, like Dana White would probably, he's so generous on the outside. When it comes to business, he's ruthless, right? But it's up. That's why he have Sean, Mick, Hunter. Hunter is the common, right? Hunter is the guy. They all have, like, Mick is very calm too, but a lot of these guys have the 1993 mentality, UFC 1 mentality, right? But, and you can't really change them. I know the sport changed. Guys making more money now, but I'm not saying guys should not make more money. Don't give them leverage. You're giving them leverage by doing this long deal. You're giving them leverage by sitting out on your deal and not fighting, right? And not fighting and extending your deal, right? Like I say all the time, you can buy everything in life except time. You can't buy time. Like, for example, I managed 150 fighters, more than half of them in the UFC. I have my own association. Dominance MMA is a movement. Frankie Edgar talked to me. Kamaru talked to Frankie Edgar. Khabib talked to me. He talked to Kamaru. He talked to Henry. I've been for the last couple of guys, been on the phone for almost 25 guys, 30 guys. We see what's the best for the sport. What we're going to move on, right? And I think if all the managers have this kind of relationship, we all have problems with each other. Maybe we need to put everything to the side, put our ego to the side, and maybe we need to talk, right? But don't have a meeting like that happened in Las Vegas, and after that, 30 minutes later, all the news go to the UFC office to Dana White, right? And that's what happened before. An hour after the meeting, Dana know what happened, right? Because I didn't go to this meeting because I felt it was not organized enough, or I don't trust the people in it enough, right? And I feel a lot can things happen, and I feel like dominance is a movement, right? Like I was talking to Usman, right? And he's like, you know what? We all talk to each other. We have dinner with each other. We get to each other the media days. We are movements, right? And I'm being real. You think if Kamaru Usman, he was ready to fight and in negotiation, you think if the UFC strip him, you think I'm just going to say, okay, Dana, thank you. You think Khabib is going to say, okay, you think justice is going to be okay. Remember, this is all connected. But I also know there are business here. You know what I'm saying? When you are champion, you have leverage, right? But if I'm a champion, I do an 8-fight deal, right? But I come after one fight, they're gonna tell me to get the fuck out of here, right? Does John Jones deserve $10 million to fight Francis Ngannou? I think so. John Jones, I know a lot of, I like John, but John Jones did that so much in the sport. But as a promoter, when you look at this, you're gonna say, would I have John fight for the UFC title? And I think there's a lot of things that happen. If DC win, he's gonna retire, right? And now you bring Francis and John Jones for an interim title, for a vacant title. A lot of things happen. I think the timing wasn't right because you have a heavyweight title fight. John Jones probably would have moved to heavyweight and become the heavyweight champion of the world. I think John will beat Stipe. He already beat DC. And I don't think Francis is a different animal. I think Francis bring different element to John Jones. But if he fighting for $10 million, he should do it. And I'm not saying he deserves it.
So here, I think your points are valid in terms of the John Jones Francis thing. It's a kind of a complex situation because I do think timing plays into it. I mean, they just literally announced Stipe and DC. They have a big title fight. To have John move up to heavyweight, but to not be competing for the championship right away, I think that's taking potentially an already difficult negotiation and making it more difficult because it's just, quite frankly, the timing is not right for it. You also said that longer contracts hurt the leverage of fighters, and I think that most people would agree with you on that. The other thing you said is that you have your own community within Dominance MMA, which I think is interesting because what that is saying that, hey, when the fighters work together collectively, then there's an advantage to that, right? And so it's great that you have that within your own stable of fighters. But so when does the time come for Jorge Masvidal is holding out and saying that he's not getting the money that he deserves for this fight? And I think a lot of people now, and this is probably a little bit unfair to Gilbert Burns, would say that you guys are in this situation are kind of the problem, where one guy's holding out for more money, but there's one guy that's right behind him ready to take his opportunity. So how active do you want to be in terms of expanding this and start talking to other people in the sport to maybe make the situation a little better based on what we just said, is that when fighters do talk collectively, it seems to have some positive results?
Listen, I got nothing against Jorge Masvidal, personally. I think he's a great fighter. He's bringing a lot of excitement to the division. He have a good team doing his deals and doing all the stuff like that. But in a way, Kamaru Usman was ready to fight April 18. I have nobody to fight him. Kamaru Usman was ready to fight May 9. Kamaru Usman today, when he weighed 183, right? Kamaru, May 9, he needed a fight. Nobody to fight him. June 6, I have nobody to fight him. You have to understand, what do you think I want to fight? Kamaru Usman versus Masvidal or Gilbert Burns? They are teammates, they're like brothers, and it's so close to home, right? But let's talk about Gilbert Burns for a moment. I see a lot of people on the internet talking. Anyway, if you have double-digit losses, we shouldn't even be talking about title shot or who should fight for the title. Straight up, I don't care who you are, if we're friend, not friend. I don't give a. Number one, Gilbert Burns have knocked out Demian Maia, who beat Masvidal. That's number one. Number two, Tyron Woodley claimed he's the greatest welterweight all the time. I don't agree, but say he is, right? Gilbert Burns owned him for 5 rounds, right? 50-44. And he was the number one ranked guy, right? Gilbert now become number one. Who the are you to tell me Masvidal is the number one, ring guy? Let's be real. He's the number 3 contender. He's the biggest payday. Hey, he's the most. He's gonna make Kamaru the most money. I'm being real,
Yeah.
But I can't take him from his hand, to fight. But did he deserve more money? I think all fighters deserve more money. I think all of us deserve more money. Hey, if fighter more money, I'll be making a lot more money too. But in a way, don't tell me I'm doing this. Listen, Kamaru just did a new deal. Listen, I met with the UFC in 6 days, 4 times. Every meeting, 4 hours. And I have to deal with crazy ass.
Just on the Usman deal, you're saying?
Bro, I'm talking about, and I have to deal with like I love Sean Shelby. Listen, these guys never lied to me. Dana, Sean, Nick, like they never lied to me. But I'm telling you, when you deal with these people and you have 2-3 people ganging up on me, and you got guys like Sean going off. I used to fight. Now I just sit and listen because I don't have it in me to keep arguing. I'm at this vision in my life, you know, and I want to be professional. I don't want to be this. You guys all, you know, in a way I have to listen to these guys, and a lot of their point is valid, and a lot of my point is valid. But to do good business, I'm gonna sign a deal. I get a piece of paper and a pen and sign it. Kamar will be happy. I'm happy. If the UFC gonna do it for you, they happy. You understand? And everybody leaves the table happy. I can give a flying. Long as Kamar will have an opponent, he waited 3-4 fights to get an opponent. Gilbert Burns fought 4 times in 9 months, and he looked amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not the biggest name in the sport.
Yeah.
But guess what? Let me tell you what happened. Gilbert Burns have 3 fights left on his deal. I got a phone call. Said, we want to give you a new deal. And I say, how much? They told me so and so. I said, give me this. Guess what? He have 3 fights on his deal. You know how many fights I give them? He's on a 4-fight deal. Sorry, 5-fight deal.
Gilbert signed a new deal as well.
But
Both
he have
Gilbert
3 fights
and
left.
Usman.
He's not a champion, but in a way, he's willing to jump on opportunity, right? If it's Gilbert to have like 5 fights left or 6 fights left, maybe I would have got the deal. I don't know, you know, because he wasn't making a lot of money. But in a way, nobody out there should say anything, because my job is to make the most money for my guys. If John, let me tell you something, right? You know, if John Jones tomorrow, the UFC gave him $10 million to fight Francis again, you think John Jones is going to give a about the guys making 20 and 20 or 30 and 30? Absolutely not. If Masvidal got whatever he wanted, you think Masvidal is going to care about other guys? No, because but I think you have a point, right? But the only way to do it be like, you know what, the UFC, all of us, we're not fighting, and we're going to do a strike, right? You know what I'm saying?
So that's the question, really. I mean, everything that we're all talking about, right? It all comes down to, I agree with you. If John Jones gets what he wants, then he's probably he's not talking anymore.
You can cuss, brother.
He's not talking anymore. George St. Pierre, I mean, he led a movement for, I think, about a day, and then he got the deal that he wanted, and we didn't hear about it anymore, and he hasn't come back.
Who helped him got the deal? I did.
Okay. Thank you. But yes, there is a history of fighters who, when they get what they want, all of a sudden they don't care about fighters' rights as much. And so I guess everything that we're talking about is really about a bigger picture issue of, does this just never happen then? Does it never improve? Do the fighters never actually come together? Because I hear what you're saying, and nobody can blame Gilbert Burns for what he's doing. He got a new deal. He's got a title shot. Any single one of us would have taken that. But if that's just the norm in this sport, and that's going to continue to happen, how does it ever break? How does more money go to the fighters if that's the case, and that's just always what happens?
If, for example, if Dana White gave me $2 million for Kamaru, offer me, I wanted $4 million. If he gave me $6 million, I wanted $8 million. I always wanted more money. You wanted more money. I wanted more money. It's up to us to leverage. Listen, manager get paid 10 to 15%, right? This is our job. It's our job to get the best deal for our fighters, right? And listen, a lot of these managers, they're great, and they know how to make deals. And a lot of these guys too. But in a way, how I'm going to leverage, okay, you become a champion, John Jones, right? Why John Jones need to do an 8-fight deal? You understand? Why Masvidal? But I don't know what's in my mind at the time. And a lot of time, guys make a deal, and after that, they have a great win, right? Like Masvidal beat up Nate so bad, and Masvidal take all his fan, you know? And he started getting deals and people talking to him. I don't blame him, but in a way, none of these guys are wrong. None of these guys are wrong. the manager is not wrong. You understand? Because it is their job to try to get more money for them. But in a way, why we here today? Why we here today? Because I think if people don't like what they're getting, they should fight their contract out. They should go to a free agency, and you know what? You. I moved on, right? Some guys did it, some guys didn't, right? But also, we in the pandemic, right? We're in the pandemic. And by any means, I'm not kissing nobody's ass because I can give a flying f what everybody think about me, right? The NFL is off, NBA is off, NHL off. Who only making money is us, right? Bellator probably gonna be on. PFL, nobody knows. You know, I got fired crying for a meal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ray Borg, right? Take an example. You think Ray Borg should be on the UFC roster today? Be honest with me.
I think there's a discussion to have for it. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Ray Borg up so many times. I love him. He's my brother. But in a way, he just got a new deal because he was willing to fight, right? And he have fight left, right? I didn't ask for a new deal. They gave me a new deal, right? Sajara Eubank, right? She was struggling so bad. She reached out to Dana, right? And Dana, the one about to know is, he gave her some money. It's not hush money. He reached out. She reached out. I wasn't even involved, you know? And she told me, hey, Dana gave me like, I don't know how much was it, right? It doesn't make Dana is a angel because he is not. Dana White is not an angel. He's not. He's ruthless, and he does what's the best for the UFC and his family. And it's our job to do what's the best for us, right? You got a guy, why DC? DC is happy, right? Right?
Yeah, seems to be.
I don't manage DC, right? I don't manage him. DC is not, you know, Khabib is happy, you know. Some of my guys are not happy. Justin was not happy, and maybe he's still not happy, right? But my job is to come up with a plot, right? How we're gonna rob this, right? How we're gonna go there and take everything they have, right? It's not giving them 4 years of my life. It's not the way, you know. Young guys don't sign 8-5 deals. If you do it, it's on you. You sign this contract, and if they said take it or leave it, be like, here, there you go. You know, I'm wearing a suit, try to be a professional, but I can't. You know, it's just if they say take it or leave it, that's you. But if you don't like it, nobody's forced you to do something. But remember, you signed this contract. You wanted to be in the UFC. You wanted to be in Bellator. You wanted to be in PFL, right? Promoters always want to take leverage over the fighters. It will never change, right? It will never change. And it's our job to stop them.
Right. And I think, you know, so of course, that's just natural realities.
This is the fight business, Brad.
It's natural realities of any business. You want leverage over the person that you're dealing with. And it doesn't mean that it needs to be bad negotiations, but both sides are trying to get more leverage, right? And in this sport, what we've seen is that the UFC has the advantage and leverage, and good on them. They should, you know, they've taken a company from nothing and turned it into something. And so they use that leverage very effectively. So how do the fighters get more leverage? You know, and I think at this point, a lot of people are saying that it would, one way that they could very quickly get a more amount of leverage is by banding together. You know, not even just the people within your stable, but in other stables. As a manager in this sport, and a very successful one, do you feel a responsibility to help that? Do you agree with that? And how much of a responsibility do you feel to help make that happen?
Bro, of course, if I have, listen, I have beef with this person have beef with this person sending fighter Instagram messages, try to steal them from them. I'm talking about all of us, me, everybody. We need to get along first. You can't do business with people, sit down with them, and you're not trusting them, right? Everybody try to everybody. You understand? The UFC, they good. Dominance MMA, we are good, right? We are good. Listen, I have a lot of good managers, man. Butler is a good guy. Robstein's a good guy. How's a good guy? A lot of good guys. You know what I'm saying? Bob Cook, amazing guy. You know, and a lot of these guys, even some of these guys, somebody I have beef with, it's just because it got personal, right? It wasn't business anymore. Because if it was business, I think some of these people are decent. Some of these people are wanted the better for the fighters, truly. You understand? But, you know, when it comes to personal, it becomes very ugly. And sometimes, like me, I said I'm part of the problem. I'm not saying I'm not part of the problem. I'm part of the problem because this is who I am. You understand? I just don't, I'm not like saying I'm a tough guy. I'm a father. I'm a husband. You know, I think I'm, you know, but also I'm good. I'm good for now. You understand? But I think there's room for improvement. Like, for example, I think fighters who fight in the UFC for team fight, they should have health insurance for them and their family. They should have some kind of retirement or something. If you spend 20 fights in the UFC, like Frankie Edgar or some of these guys, you know, you put your body and soul and you should have some incentive. But
how do you get that? How do you get that for them?
Bro, like we have to get first the UFC. They have the arsenal. They're very strong, right? We are very weak. You know, I'm strong because I have Khabib, I have Conor, I have Gaethje, I have Henry, I have Verdun, I have so many. I have Kevin Gastelum, I have Cody Garbrandt, I have so many big names.
Frankie Edgar.
I'm strong. Nobody's gonna f me. I promise you. Nobody's gonna f me. But I'm not gonna f listen because business is business. As long as you don't lie to me, we good. You understand? Because I understand Dana never lied to me. Sean never lied to me. Mick never lied to me. Hunter never lied to me. The UFC staff always been good to me. I'm not gonna go ahead and try to you. I know you try to get me for the less money. It's my responsibility to get more money from you, right? That's it. Khabib, they want him to fight when his Abu Bakr and all these guys fight, right? You know, every time Khabib fights, I make a lot of money. He make a lot of money. I'm talking about I can buy the UFC building, you know? But he said, hey, I'm not fighting. Bring my brothers back. You know, he take a stand. Guess what? I didn't go to him, oh, bro, let's fight. You know, you gonna waste time? No, I said, no, f that. We took a stand. What happened? He waited. He got Zuba back, Abu Bakr back. They got their contract back, and they fight. And that was the right thing for him to do. Guess what? He might lost $20 million. Estimated 15 million, right? But we took a stand. We took a stand.
I got a few more questions for you, and this has been great. But we got to keep the answers short on this one because I'm running out of time, and I got a few more things that I want to hit. Okay, so one thing that I'm very curious about is the Reebok deal is set to expire at the end of the year, and you know the Reebok deal is I would say most of the commentary about it has been kind of negative. And one problem I think is at the beginning is that the fighters had no idea that he was even coming in. They didn't get a say in it. And we're looking at a similar situation now that even 7 years later, the UFC could move on to a new sponsorship with an apparel company. And again, the fighters really wouldn't have a say in it. So as a manager, how are you approaching, do you have a strategy? Can you do anything about, you know, the apparel deal that the UFC ends up with after Reebok?
For example, when Frankie Edgar used to fight, used to make 120,000 in sponsorship. When Reebok come back, maybe he make 15 or 20, right? I lost money, he lost money, but all these young guys, when you come to this promotion, you wanted to be in the UFC, right? It's like you have Bellator. You can have your own sponsor. You have PFL. They have also the same thing the UFC have, and they don't even pay you, right? But they are paying $1 million at the end of the year. It's gonna offset everything, right? But I think is like I said, we agree to this contract. It's our fault to agree to this contract, right? You know, if I sat with me and all the guys and be like, hey, the sign was Nike, you want more money? I'm gonna go sit down with Dana White or Hunter or Sean or whatever he is, right? I'm gonna say, hey, I think we need more money. You know, my group, the people I trust, the people I know is not gonna tell what I said to them. The people is gonna keep my secret. The people I'm gonna have their back, right? This is the people I trust. Anybody outside my crew, I don't trust. Not far as I control them. And this is the problem. The problem is us, you know, because we allowed them to do this to us. You understand? But that's how I feel about it, you know.
So we talk a lot about big, you know, I think a lot of times when fighter pay comes up, fighters do this, media do this, they compare what boxers make. And, you know, the pay scale in MMA is going up. I mean, it's been trending in a positive direction, but, you know, it should be trending maybe quicker in the eyes of a lot of people. I want to know if Khabib Nurmagomedov does fight Conor McGregor, and I mean, he's got a big fight in front of him, Justin Gaethje could beat him. That's a very competitive fight. But if Khabib wins and Conor wants the rematch, that's probably the biggest fight that MMA can make right now. It's the biggest sport between two mixed martial artists, Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. What would you ask for, or what do you think Khabib Nurmagomedov is worth in that type of fight?
I'm gonna make sure Dana White go on food stamp after the negotiation. That's what I want. I'm gonna do. Oh.
Which would take what? I mean, the guy made you know, I think the guy has hundreds of millions in the bank. So
I don't care what he has. I'm gonna make him feel like it. But bro, in a way, like for Khabib to fight Conor, what do you get? Khabib have money now. He does. He doesn't need this $20-30 million. He doesn't. You know what I'm saying? For him to fight Conor, I can't convince him to fight Conor. It's gonna be, he told me, I'll fight this piece of again, because he's easy money. And for maybe, honestly, right now, if you ask me now, I don't think that people give Conor a chance. I don't think so.
$100 million, he's just turning that down still.
$100 million, I don't know. He's different.
50 million, 20 million. I mean,
he's different. He's different. Khabib's different. I don't think Khabib cannot. He's just different. I don't think Dana White know that. He respect that. The UFC know that. Is principle first, and after that become money. He want to make money, of course, but this guy who talked about his father, talked about his mother, his wife, would we want to give this piece of shit an opportunity to do this all over again? For what? If it's up to me, I don't want to see Conor fight Khabib again. For what? He beat him already.
Hey, last question I got for you. July 11th, Gilbert Burns fighting Kamaru Usman. It is an amazing fight. It's also a fight between two teammates. Can you tell me what is the relationship between Kamaru and Gilbert? How have you seen them when they've interacted with one another? How awkward is this going to be? And how are they going to, do you know, like how they're going to prepare for this fight since, you know, they've shared a mat for so long?
Kamaru was in Florida yesterday. Before he go to Denver, because he's going to go back to Denver, finish his training camp. And he went to the gym and they saw each other. He said, I love you. Let's do this. Let's put on a show. They fight for free every time in training. Now they're going to get paid millions to fight. And I'm saying millions, I mean millions, right? To fight. Who I am, who are you, or who's doing a fight to tell them not to fight? If they want to fight, they can fight.
Of course, yeah.
So I'll be home sipping on my orange juice and watching the fight. Like always.
Orange juice is the drink, huh? On fight night?
Pineapple juice and orange juice, yes.
All right. Well, hey man, we got to let you go. It was a long interview, but it was an insightful one. I appreciate it, Ali. Thank you so much. You look good in the suit within the house. But we thank you for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, my friend. It's always a pleasure.